Welcome to the Independent Vlog News Summary, direct from our assignment desk, otherwise known as my Compost Heap. Let's see what stories are working on at this hour. Well, some people are getting their sneakers on to run, and I mean politicians running for office. This week, the Democrats and the Republicans in New Haven held conventions an hour apart, same night, nominate candidates in this fall in the general election. We're getting our candidates running to give us a choice for mayor, city clerk, board of ed, and some alders. One candidate gave a new definition to running this week. Miguel Pittman went to the 6 o'clock Democrat convention, said, I want the endorsement of this committee to run for Ward 3 Alder in the Hill. He didn't get it, so he's going to primary. Then he ran over to the Hall of Records, and the Republicans endorsed him, and now he's going to be on that line at least as well. Well, here are some fancier sneakers that hold up to the rain when you're running, so the serious runners can use that kind of footwear on Labor Day at the annual Big Faxon Road Race in New Haven. Well, this year they won't be helping to whitewash a company that's cashing in on cruelty. And of course, I'm talking about Avelo Airlines. Since 2022, they've been a sponsor of that road race to get their name big on the banner, to try to good reputation for holding community well. In fact, they're involved in the evil of transporting the immigrants who are often illegally abducted with no rights and often sent to their death or torture in other countries, just to try to stay in business. Faxon listened, or the people who run the road race listened to New Haven, saying that's not our values, we don't want it. They said, no thanks, Avelo. You can go spend your money elsewhere to try to get a good rep, because in New Haven, your name is mud. Well, some of us do a lot more walking in sandals rather than running, although you don't usually see people walking on Sergeant Drive on Long Wharf, because that's kind of a suburban place we built in urban renewal. Places people drive into, set apart, like it used to be factories, they still Assa Abloy. That's where the App Foundation wants to move its methadone clinic, in the back of what's now a vacant former Gateway Community College lot. What a perfect place, because right now the methadone clinic is on Congress Avenue by a school, right in the smack of a neighborhood where kids and families live, and it's a terrible place. But believe it or not, this time the City Plan Commission held off on approving it because neighbors didn't want it there. They say this is by the waterfront. It's not the waterfront, it doesn't look at the water, it looks at a highway that blocks the water. They talk about how you shouldn't put that in a neighborhood. It's not a neighborhood. There's no real walking around. People take the bus and drive and go in. We got to have methadone clinics. We got to do it smart, and there's no smarter place. Well, speaking of running, they ran squatters out of the clock factory again. That's the Hamilton Street complex that used to be a big clock factory. There's some other business has been vacant and run down, dangerously run down for years. Since 2018, a builder said he was going to put needed apartments there, but it hasn't happened. Now he's trying to get it over to the housing authority, but it's stuck with environmental problems, bankruptcy proceedings. Meanwhile, people living there. This week, the creditors work with the city to move squatters out of there. They're going to be back. They're fixing a fence. The fence will be broken again, and I don't blame them. The real solution is we got to get that project built so a lot of people can have a place to sleep. Well, I hear the sirens because it looks like this baggie ran out of weed at one of the smoke shops in New Haven. Yep, the cops showed up again, the third raid, along with the state, of all the smoke shops, just trying to make a dishonest living, selling illegal cannabis. And guess what they found? They found illegal cannabis that they carted away, along with one place called Blow and Brew, which is, they found white powder there. But I think the long-term solution is, yes, the police need to listen to the public, try to do what they can, given the laws. I think the state needs to work with the legal dispensaries to give them a better chance of competing for the business. Places like Lit on East Street that do it right, and maybe consumers can help out by giving them the business. Until next time, this is the New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary, and remember, always pick up and recycle your trash while we still can.